Thanks for staying with us. So on this segment, we'll be having an uncovering discussion with Omowunmi, the wife of late music sensation Omowunmi Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad. She'll be letting us into her world. She'll be unearthing everything she knows about the highly controversial death of her husband and how she's grappling with life 18 months after. Welcome to the show, darling.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes. Now, the views and opinions expressed in this live broadcast are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the editorial policy of TVC News or TVC Communications. We just had to put that out there. So welcome.
Thank
welcome.
You.
My very first question is, how have you been? How are you doing? And how has it been so far?
Yeah, glory be to God, because it's been God's grace that kept me to this moment. So I would just say it's God. It's just God's grace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also the genuine people around me.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've been supportive.
Yeah, they've been supportive.
So give us an introduction into your love story. How did you meet Mohbad? How did you start the relationship?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I met him when I was 13, like 12 years ago. It was a to-go stuff. I don't know if you know to-go. Like it was an application, like
okay.
I'm a millennial. Yes, I met him there, and we became friends. I used to be a rapper, and he sings too.
Okay.
So we got serious. Like we started as friends, and the relationship was just based on friendship from the beginning. Because I was little, and he was 15 then, I was 13. So as things goes on, told me he likes me, and just continue our relationship till we became married, and God blessed us with a baby boy.
Okay, let me add to that question. There were also allegations of maybe you stepped out during the course of the relationship and the marriage. Stepping out meaning you had somebody else by the side. Yeah. How true is that?
Yeah, that was true.
Oh.
Yeah, yes. No, it was a baby relationship. Like I think we started our relationship officially when I was 17. Okay. Then I was in university, and then it was in what is it called? It was in Oshun while I was in Ijebode. So our relationship was not really stable. You understand? But as time goes on, I think we got really serious 2018. Okay. So from 2018 till 2023.
There was no stepping out during that period. You were serious with him.
Yes, we're serious.
So,
ladies.
Okay, so I would say really very young and all, and since this issue started, how have you been able to cope with your in-laws? What have the issues between you and your in-laws? What can you say? How has it been?
Yeah, I think I've been good with the other member of the family aside my father-in-law that has decided to turn his back against on me and Liam and the rest of the family. So I feel I'm good. I'm good. My mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is a very nice person. Like she's unproblematic, and my sister-in-law is also good. But she doesn't want to get involved in this case because she's not happy with the way things are going, and it is just a little what she can do.
Can you tell us about the case itself? What the
controversy?
The case that is ongoing.
Okay.
And your own take about it.
Like I should tell you how it happened, the events surrounding the Yeah. So the whole thing started at the show. The last show he went to at Ikorodu.
No, not necessarily his death.
Okay.
After his death.
After his death, yeah.
The controversy around
is it the DNA now?
There's conversation against the money that was contributed, and why exactly is your father-in-law against the current situation that is happening here?
Yeah, I think number one, the family is not in love before the demise of my husband. But my husband has a way of trying to settle the whole thing amicably. So after his demise, it was just from one family dispute to another. And my father-in-law, myself, is actually my friend. He's like a father figure to me. And but before my husband's demise, we had some issues, like just a family feud. But I feel like he's been trying to convince people with the family issue. Do you understand? I hear a lot of people, based on their emotion, thinks everything that he's saying is just centered around the justice for Mohbad. But deep down, the few ones that knows, and the families knows that everything that has been going on after my husband's demise is about the family dispute. Do you understand? Yeah. And also the DNA issue is one thing that, you know, that brings so much pain into my heart, because it sounds funny, like, how did we get here? We started from Justice for Mohbad, and one way or the other, somebody somewhere on social media that thinks he has right to just interfere into family issues started the DNA narrative, and you know, a lot of people get along with it. And my father-in-law, which happens to be the elderly person, like, I expected him to at least, even though he needed the DNA, I actually believe that he should found a way to address it. Do you understand?
Talk to you maybe privately?
Yeah, he never, exactly, but instead, he was just going online, talking about DNA. I even had to call him. I put a call to him, like, sir, what do you want? Like, what exactly, like, how do we get here? Can you just leave this aside and let's focus on why the whole world are out? Like, this is just for, like, what exactly do you want from me? And even when I called him, he didn't talk about the DNA. Like, he was just talking about the properties, the landed property my husband got for me, and, you know, I was expecting him to talk to me as a father-in-law to daughter-in-law, like, what do you want? Like, talk to me, stop going out there to talk about it. But he never did. I called him several. He never said anything regarding the DNA or anything. What he was just telling me was about my husband's property. If I feel like I have anything with me, I should just hand everything over to him, or else he would go out to destroy me.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yes.
Wow. So, can you speak on, like, you know, the alleged bullying against your late husband?
Amaka, I would like you to take that properly, but let me just add something to follow up on this. So I think I remember there was a time he was here for an interview, and one of the, that's your father-in-law now, one of the questions we asked him was why was he insisting on the DNA? And I remembered him saying that because the son had told him at some point, or told a friend at some point, that the baby was not his. So do you think he has a right to ask for the DNA, knowing that somebody has mentioned something like, likely this baby may not be his?
As a father, I think, you know, legally he doesn't have the rights. But because I feel like I have nothing to hide, so I feel like him asking me for DNA is not an issue. But it's just the way he's asking me, like, you know, yes, it's like, because he knows so that presently, like, I'm actually, let me just say, the most bullied widow in Nigeria right now. And I feel like as a father-in-law, well, we were friends. Like, that man is actually my friend.
Wow.
Years before this whole thing, like, that was my right hand. That was his right hand.
Were you legally married?
Yes, we had traditional marriage.
Okay, traditional marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
We're not legal. It was just traditional
That's
marriage.
legal enough.
Yes.
You're a wife. You're a wife to the family.
Of course I am.
Yeah.
So at first, when this DNA narrative came out, I told you, like I said before, I called him, but wasn't talking about it. He was talking about something else entirely. And it was, you know, I saw him going to an interview talking about the DNA, and I was like, at first he said because the Nigerians wanted hits. Later he moved to saying my husband's friend told him that he only had sex with me once. Like, why would I tell him that I'm pregnant? That once one sex can never lead to pregnancy and all of that. Meanwhile, this same person that he said told him these things did not follow us back home.
That
was the person that fought with him at the show. So how come this same person
is the one
insisting? I told him, because this same person did not go to the house with us. It was just me, my husband, his brother, and the other team members. And he has found a way of convincing people that this DNA is one way or the other linked to my husband's demise. And you know, Nigerians tend to, like, work on their emotions. Do you understand? It's like, it's just few people that would think outside the box. Do you understand? No, and you know, he's been trying to convince people in one way or the other, saying I'm promiscuous, I'm this, I'm that, and most people do not even know that he was even the one that wanted this baby. I mean, my father-in-law, because left me and my husband. We're still young. I got pregnant when I was 23 years. But most people do not even know that this same man fasted with me, my husband, and himself for 7 days.
You were pregnant.
We went to different places. He took me to mountains, churches. Like, he gave me so many things to eat and drink.
Wow.
Do you understand?
So that you can get pregnant.
Yes, because like, I don't know, he was just insisting that the Holy Spirit tells him that I should get pregnant, and there is a reason for it. And
So yes,
can ask questions.
So there are lots of controversies and allegations against the bullying of your late husband by the former record label, Ali and Sam Larry. Can you enlighten us more on that? Can you speak on that?
Yeah, the truth is on the media. Like I know that when you would have seen it. Yeah, so it is on the media, and I feel like one way or the other, he should get justice. Do you understand? Because bullying is not
like to you. What would you like?
They should pay for everything. It's killer. The people that bully, everything, they should pay for it. Like that is the only thing that can give me closure right now.
What do you mean by pay?
Yes, like they should, like legally. You know, bullying is not is a criminal offense in a legal way. So I feel like whoever does something like that should be punished for it. And one way or the other, the nurse that injected my husband too, and the guy that he fought with at the show, one way or the other, I feel like they should pay for it too.
Okay, so sorry, Tope. So now, speaking on that DNA, don't you think that have you granted the request to your father-in-law
since last year?
Okay, so the results are out and everything.
He didn't do it. He has stopped. Like he
doesn't want the DNA anymore.
Yeah, he's still not interested in it anymore.
Whoa!
But you've done it.
But have you done it?
I haven't.
Okay.
And you don't want to do it?
You don't want to do it?
Of course I will. That is, it is a must because of my child.
Yes.
I don't want the stigma to...
Also shuts people up.
Exactly.
Yes, for sure. You know, and I feel like, you know, I don't blame people because, you know, if I was not in this mess too, and listening to everything that my father has been saying, you know, it is convincing one way or the other. So I wouldn't blame people that has been out there trying to defame my baby and, you know, bully him because they are acting on based on what they've heard. Do you understand? And I feel like the only thing I can just do to even my husband to be at peace with me is to clear that little boy's, that innocent baby's name out of this mess. But now my father-in-law seems uninterested because he's really not.
So he can do it for you.
Yeah, he can do it for you.
For you and for the baby.
Not
so. No, but you know the.
Okay.
So I hear do it for you and all of that, but
it may not be now.
He has already put out
exactly.
a seed.
Yes, so she should still do
the conversation online was that it has to be done with a witness, so as to guarantee that we know that this child. So even if she comes out and says I've done it and this is the document,
so
the same person can still say it's not true. So it's not just about doing it for her because she knows who is father of her child. It's now to do it to convince other people and say, which is honestly, I feel for you.
You're going through a lot.
Like I don't think you're too young to have gone through. Like you've lived the life. Some people have done 80 years on earth and they did not go through the battles you fought in the past few years. You know. And I really, really feel for you because I just at the point in time I had to shut my mind towards the entire thing because it now became everybody was just jumping on it for trend without realizing the lives of those at stake. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, can you just you know?
Yes.
And I like I hope that the family members that have supported you have truly stood by you because really it's you shouldn't have to be doing interviews everywhere to clear what is going on.
Like left to me, I don't even have the mindset of doing interview. I'm just like I've been trying to be the bigger person in this situation. But you know, the main reason why I'm here is because of my husband and my child. Left to me, I'm fine. You know, nobody, like I know who I am. Do you understand? And I feel like a lot of people are entitled to their opinions, and none of their opinions can change who I am. I know me, they don't know me. Do you understand? But I feel like that innocent baby doesn't deserve all of this thing that's been going on. And also my husband, he has been at the morgue for 17 months now.
Yeah, so what's halting the burial?
Yeah, so that and also you know that little baby too. In one way or the other, it needs to live a free life. Do you understand? That stigma needs to be cleared off. Because that is one thing that will make me a mother. You know, do you understand? That is my child, and I'll go any length to make sure that.
What's the plan for the burial?
You are still here because you know the coroner inquest is on hold. And it was one woman one of my father-in-law supporter that made sure that the whole thing should be honored because.
Why?
She said she got to realize that my father-in-law has not been telling the truth, and she wants her own personal lawyer to go to the inquest to join the inquest. So I think their lawyer submitted an application to the magistrate court, and they said, the lawyer told the magistrate that he wants everybody to come back again, like he wants this inquest to start all over again. So like it's been back and forth.
That's why it's on hold.
Yeah, that is why it's on hold. And my father-in-law is also aware of it. And I feel like he's in the position to
find a way
because the woman is his supporter, like the woman, like they are in relationship, they are close. And I feel like if he wants to put a stop to it today, he knows what to do. All he has to do is just to talk to the woman, and you know things will get sorted. But he has refused to do it. If instead he's always going on interview, saying like blaming it on the government, and so many people believed him because he has been the only one talking. The government knows nothing about this. So it's just an individual.
Okay. So like the question on so many people's lips for clarity, you know, did Mohbad, did he have a will? What properties are really causing all these rifts? Are there royalties that you're receiving from his songs?
Yeah.
What are the sharing formulas? But people really want to, because it seems like this whole fight is centered around property, wealth, will. So can we have more clarity? Can Nigerians have more clarity on that? What exactly are they fighting for? Which property? Which royalty? What exactly are you getting anything with your son now since this whole thing?
Aside
What's
from
the
money
problem?
people contributed for Liam after my husband demise, I have not gotten anything so far. Like, I feel like every damn thing that he has been on hold the moment he died up to this moment. And I feel like the problem here is that my father-in-law wants to be in charge
of his
everything. Yes, that is where that is the beginning, because that was the real thing I knew that caused this whole thing. So my father-in-law wants to be in charge. You know, you're speaking to a lot of people, my husband's friend, like everybody, my husband's lawyer and all of that. So you want to be in charge. And, you know, people were just telling him to just hold on. This guy has a child. Can we just allow it to be done legally? So that's where the problem.
Okay, so did Mohbad, did he write a will before then?
No, that's he
said that young now.
So here is my concern. Because of this case being protracted for so long, there is no properties, the royalties, everything is now like paused until the case is resolved before you can now withdraw anything from it. What are you doing?
Me.
Okay.
He has a lawyer.
Okay, before the lawyer can what are you doing personally to, like, for work, for earning, to keep yourself together? How are you?
At first, he had a plan on getting me a salon. That was before his demise. But he wanted to settle his parent then. To me, but after his demise, a lot of people has been there for me. My families, my husband's friend, like strangers, has really been there for us financially, and But later on, I think after a year of his demise, some people really run for me. I have an online business now where I sell hairs.
Okay.
Yes, and so I've been it's been going well. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
so let me ask you about the relationship between you and your sister.
Okay.
You've been at loggerheads. What exactly happened, and are people looking to resolve it anytime soon?
Yeah. So what happened is, like, my father-in-law has been, he has said so many things, and my sister has been the one like trying to counter him and all of that. So, it got really worse to an extent that my father was saying it all around. I used to F around. I used to put substance in my husband's food and all of that. Yeah. So my sister, like, who happens to be, like, she's somebody that she get angry easily. Went on live to talk about it, like trying to defend me. Like, said my father-in-law, like she was actually trying to defend me. And while doing that, she was really trying to talk about my husband being the cheating one and all of that. That is one thing that my husband and my child, I don't like it, because he's not here to defend himself anymore, and he's dead. So I feel like a reasonable person should at least say good things about him and not the bad ones. Do you understand? My husband is not an angel. He has one or two things, like he has his own side, but I feel like
not put it out there when he's
exactly. He's dead, so people need to hear beautiful things about him and not the other way around. So, and before then, I actually called her and I told her to please, that she should not interfere in all of this. I actually begged her to please not say anything. Like, in fact, she should not even answer my father-in-law. It is not because I don't have anything to say, but because I'm just trying to be a bigger person in this situation. And if I should reply to everything that's been said, this whole thing would have got more messy. So I feel like my silence is just the best. But she did not answer, so she went all out for my father-in-law, like to reply him. And she just like, she was now talking about my husband, like my husband is the one giving me the infection and all of that. And I like, and it didn't sit well with me. So I had to do a disclaimer on my Instagram story, and she got mad. She said I embarrassed her publicly. In fact, she even cried. I just did my thing. I never knew
it would hurt her like that.
Exactly. So, I was just trying to look out for my husband. And
but there are speculations that while the Mohbad was alive, two of you, your relationship was more like a cat and mouse.
Like you
and your husband. Me and my husband.
Yeah. So let me start by asking, what sort of relationship did you have with him? Was it a loving relationship? Were you people fighting back to back?
It was a loving relationship.
Okay.
And myself and my husband have never had a physical fight. No, like we're young couples, so you can't no marriage is perfect and no relationship is perfect, and you will not learn. I'm actually dating an artist, so it is a lot, but we used to disagree to agree, and most times whenever he does something to me. As my father-in-law is actually my friend, so I always call him. So I think those are the things he's actually using against me now. So whenever he does something to me, I will just call, hey, Daddy, your son has done this and that. My father-in-law will call all the way from Ikorodu to beg me.
So you had a really good relationship. So this is really surprising for you.
I think I got to know I was pregnant like 2 weeks after the fasting and this thing. When I called him, he came all over from Ikorodu. He made stew for me. That man is I'm not going to like I would say the good things that he has done for me. Do you understand? And I feel like the reason for our issue is because he feels like I betrayed him in one way or the other, just because of my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is.
Oh, you now became close to her.
And I feel like even if I did anything wrong to him, as a father,
should have called you.
And even if you want to discipline me, like. I don't like you shouldn't go to his grandchild. Like it's it is hot food. You understand? But the fact that he literally did this whole thing to even try to he didn't even spare that little baby. That is what I am.
He wasn't thinking about him.
Yes, I knew that one way or the other. I feel like I'm supposed to at least talk to him before making some move. Like me trying to be on good terms with my mother-in-law and all of that, because it was just me and him. My mother-in-law is just like we are not.
And men have a tendency to be jealous like that.
Exactly.
And shifted to her.
Yeah, and when my mother-in-law came into the spirit, it was not even me. It was his child that willingly forgive her. So my mother-in-law was trying to maybe we sideline him. We didn't carry him along with all of that.
The family. This one is the family issue.
Let me come in, right? So I hear from even what you're saying, even with the quarrel, I can still hear the love you still have for your father-in-law and the love you have for your late husband. I can still see that mix. And when it comes to family, I just feel like that when you think about the things you miss about your husband and the relationship you had with your father-in-law, which I'm sure you also miss. Have you also tried to not be the bigger person, to call him aside and show him that love? Because sometimes, like what Tobedem said here, is that sometimes jealousy, and when we miss somebody or when we feel betrayed by someone that is close to us, all we need is just a hug and that love and that reassurance of that love.
I called him. I actually asked like, Daddy, like, why are you doing this to me and your child and your grandson? First it was like, why do I have to take Liam to my mother-in-law's place? What does my mother-in-law?
That's the root of the matter.
Like what does my mother-in-law has to ask me to bring Liam over to him on the island? I took him there. Like why did I bring Liam to Ikorodu to meet him? And I was like, Daddy, I did that because Mama has been the only one asking of Liam. You never did. Instead, you're just going online to talk bad about me and Liam. I asked him again, like, what do you want from me? Like, why are you doing this to me? Like, is there anything? And he was like, then it was like, if I'm ready to that he knows that a lot of people would have called me to tell me what you want. And I said yes. That is truly a lot of people called me. My dad, my mother, my husband's friend, my mother-in-law, and the rest. Like, yes. And I told him that yes, truly they called me. And he said, okay, so if I'm ready to agree to whatever he says, then there's no problem. Like, he will stop.
Okay, so what does he want?
Like, it's just the property. Like, he wants to be in charge.
Yeah. But tell us, let's talk more about Mohbad. And I like how you said, now that he's dead, many people should talk more about the good things that he's done. There are other things that, or dreams that he had, that if he was alive, he would have fulfilled, that he shared with you?
So many dreams, a lot. And part of it is, his child. He wanted Liam to be out of the country. Like, he doesn't want Liam to grow up in this country. As we knew what would happen, And secondly, he had a plan. He had a plan on releasing his album January last year. He died September 2023. Last year, January. He already has the name for the album. The album name is Liam, his son. And he has so many plans. His father, he wanted to establish his mother as well. He died on Tuesday. We're supposed to go to Ikorodu. I was supposed to go to Ikorodu on Monday to go with his mother to stock the rented up a shop that he rented for her. So he had so many plans for the family. He had so many plans for his brother. He wanted his brother to also further more on his education. His music, and a lot of people has been there for him behind closed doors, like Olamide, Zlatan. They had plans on jumping into his album. So a lot. He has so many plans, but it's just so unfortunate that death didn't make it happen.
So still trying to look at the positives of what has happened.
Yeah.
When he passed, his music went viral.
Yeah.
People, I knew of a song, but I didn't even know who
was
sang
the
the
one. Exactly.
song.
Even me
Was
too. That was what
after that
happened.
we now sort of found out that he was the one. So there was sort of like this inflow of a lot of attention towards him and everything.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're planning to do when all of this passed to keep his legacy? Like, what would be your ideal to maintain his legacy that it never gets forgotten?
Yeah, I feel like the first is when the family is settled.
Yeah.
Because
that's when you can think.
Nothing can happen without the family in order. Nothing. Like, there's nothing that anybody wants to try that will be successful.
True.
Okay, so what do you think is settling? Because I'm here thinking you're a very young woman and you're going through a whole lot. What do you think is settling to you?
What do you want?
A very young woman, and at the same time, when Mohbad was alive, he accepted Liam as his son. And I'm trying to figure out the reason why others will not accept the guy as his son.
My father-in-law.
Is it that when
the rest of the family
accepted him as their son?
Okay,
Okay, just your father-in-law. And I'll just say you should still go ahead and do the DNA with a reputable place.
The question, what would settlement mean? What would settlement mean for you?
I think settlement. Okay, I think maybe when my husband gets the right justice he deserves.
Okay.
And my father-in-law, he should just, whatever you want, like he should do the DNA because he's not ready for the DNA now.
Okay.
Yes, it seems so uninterested with the DNA. He should just do the DNA. In fact, he's free to do it whenever he wants to.
Okay.
He should just give me the permission to also do mine because he doesn't want it. He wants his own personal DNA to be the last.
Okay.
Oh.
Have you
Have he should give me the permission to do my own personal DNA too.
Okay. Yes.
He wants to be the DNA
without
himself, without her involvement.
Yeah. So I just want to have my own personal DNA too
as well. Yeah.
Yes. I don't mind. You should take it anyway. I don't have anything to hide.
Okay. But you still do your own.
Of course. Yes. I just want to have my own done.
But do you need permission
we have
from
to go,
him?
darling.
He knows about all of this, but I feel like he doesn't he knows. But my father-in-law is 100% sure that Liam is his grandchild.
Yeah.
The one with the other, Liam looks like him.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
We have to go. Thank you so much for being on the show with
you.
us. The views and opinions expressed in this live broadcast are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the editorial policy of TVC News or TVC Communications. And thank you, ladies, as well. Wish you the very best.
Yes, all the best.
Yes, that life has to
and
give.
even you. The future is bright.
We wish you a lot of love, right?
May God continue to give you
Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for your contributions on the show and thank you for joining us today.
Welcome,
that's all we can take on the show today. We'll see you again. Your View Pigeon starts tomorrow, 9 a.m. Stay tuned and have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye now.